Christmas has arrived early.
Happy Christmas.
It's our present to each other. We've got ourselves a new gadget.
I'd like to point out that it wasn't my idea.
For change.
One bag. One book of words. One little control box.
Something to put together.
One little spade.
Digging for treasure.
I think it's that.
It's a sensible colour if you could put it down somewhere. Some standard gadgets that you use outside, but they're the same colour as when you're working. You're not going to lose that.
No, somebody does have a bit of a habit of putting things down and losing them.
Excuse me.
Well,
I can't help if they don't make them the right colour. Everything should be luminous that you use outside. It's ridiculous to make it the same colour as, you know, it's in disguise. As soon as you put it down, you can't find it.
Well, don't put it down and leave it. Got different tones and different metals.
So all the roots from the tree are coming through there, and it's broken up all the tiles in that area. I've been pulling those out. It's like the thumb in here. Getting there though.
Yeah, making good way.
So after 2 days of work, we've got down to the original floor with the tiling all around the main cellar room. There was cobbles on the floor, but it's been covered up with soil over the years. We've exposed both the drains. We've realised now that this corner is the wettest corner. You can see the discoloration in the wall there, and it's lost all its plaster, so that's where all the water's coming in. And the other side of that, we have a downpipe from the main roof, so comes down to the ground levels, obviously about there. So we think that's the problem outside, so that's something we've got to address. We've just counted up the racking in both these rooms. And we reckon about 2,000 bottles, perhaps 3,000 once all the racking was complete, because we're missing one rack off of here and one rack off of there. So 2,000 to 3,000 bottles in total would have been in here. We've just had a look at the state of it, of the racking. So in some places, you know, they're not attached anymore, these rods, they've rotted away. For some reason there's a horseshoe under here. I don't know if that has significance. And you know, places like this, it's completely rotted away. So you can't stack, you know, 1,000 bottles, 450 on that rack, if it's not properly sound. I can see another gap there actually. over here. So Mark's going to do all the repairs on the racking. That's all the roots that I took out of the floor yesterday. So we've decided to take this racking down, the low racking, so we can get to that wall and re-render, and that metalwork will be used to make good the rest. Mark's removed the racking from the wall, so quite a long piece of racking. That's the back of it, this is the front of it, just lent there, and that's the wall it was on, so that's now exposed enough to render the wall up. So see, that's the wettest corner there, so we'll keep the racking to the right and left, and we're just using the metal work from this one to make good the two that we're leaving. I've just had to clean down the first few cellar steps. That's our wine order that came in the other day. I'm just looking at the state of the wood. Some of it's a bit wormy. For instance, that one there. But it just seems to be one area there. The rest of it's really hard. Underneath's really hard. But what I'm going to do is ask Mark to have a look at anything that's moved, like this is moved away from the corner, which has left a gap here. Things like that need to be pushed back in place and secured. And just on this little landing area we've got 2 tiles missing, so I'm just going to scrape out this area. It seems to be sat on sand, so I'll clean out this area where the 2 are missing, and I've picked up a couple outside that look a perfect match, so I'm just going to work my way down the steps. That's the one that Mark replaced the wood on the other day, so that needs tiles put into there. Anything that's missing I'll now replace. I've just got to find enough new tiles or reclaimed tiles to fill in the gaps. I need 3 there, another one there. I've just got back to the bottom 2 steps, and they're actually stone. You couldn't see they were stone, they were just covered in mud, caked on, but now I've got a decent light here. They've cleaned up pretty well, so I'll just progress with that. We found a table over in the bakery, which I did some woodworm treatment on a couple of months ago, and we're just bringing that in down through the hatch. So there's one of the leaves, second leaf coming through now. It's very heavy, so we've just managed to shift that section down stairs, which was fun. And here comes the last of the leaves.
Finally have a big cellar opening.
Yes.
Right, this is a new trapdoor for the cellar, which I made yesterday, and I'm just putting top coat on, ready to hang it. The other one, the one that's on there, is somewhat rotten and airy, so this is a replacement for it. It just needs one more coat of paint, and then that can be installed.
I'm in the potager. I'm here because I'm going to steal the thermometer. So this is a thermometer we found over here. So I'm going to take this, it's a bit tatty but it works. I'm going to take this and put it in the cellar and see what sort of temperature we've got down there. So at the moment we're about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's about, I don't know, 21 degrees, I suppose. Yeah, 21 degrees. So I'm going to take this to the cellar Here I am in the cellar. We did an awful lot of work over the last 2 days in here, clearing out tons of rubble and rubbish. We've brought in a table from the dairy, which has had woodworm treatment already, so that's safe to bring in. That's going to be for Mark to make his homebrew on, so I will bring all his gear in and put on that. So this room is going to be the brewing room. It has the hatch in which he's going to replace. We also have the oil storage tank here, which is 3 meters long and 1 meter high, so that at some point is going to be cut up and removed, but not at the moment. So in the other cellar room, this is going to be our carve. So I've just put glass up in front of those 2 vents, so that one's actually not visible at all. And let me have a little look at the other one, that's just visible. The idea of that is that we don't get howling breeze in here. So I've bought my thermometer, so I'm going to hang that up in here, find a suitable hook to put it on, and then I'm going to see what the temperature comes out at. So there we go. It was on 21 over in the potager, so we're already down to about 12. Yes, it's already dropped to about 12, so I'm going to see where that sort of sits. So for a carve, you want it to be dark, you want it to be cool, and you don't want the temperatures to fluctuate too much. So if we get a temperature around about 10 would be quite nice if it just sat there. And so I'm going to check it several times through the day, just to see how much it does fluctuate. I'm going to collect up all my little labels that I've cleaned, so these are all the original labels, and find out where all those wines come from. So I will be saving all of those, and we're going to put up some of our own labels. So we're going to use some of the slates and chalk up what we have on our wine rack. So that side will take 450 bottles. That side I'm going to put the old bottles that I found in the woods, and clean them and stack them up there. At some point I would like us to be able to produce our own wine, so in years to come I'd like to estate one of the vineyards here, because they used to have 10 acres, and I'm sure we have enough fields that we could make one into a little vineyard. So we've got to ask our neighbour about that, because he has vineyards in the Pays de Loire, I think. So just, yeah, that looks like it's sitting around about there, about 12 degrees, but I'll come back later and check again. Just going through this box of broken glass, and there's a few full bottles in there that I'm going to take out as well, so I can take all the full bottles down in one go to the bottle bank. I'm collecting those out. I just pulled out a stubby that had something in it, gave it a good shake, and what fell out of it? I don't know, a little shrew or a mouse or something. Died in a little bottle in the woods, how sad. First lot of bottles to go to the bottle bank, and we've got about 200 full bottles over there so far.